You ever finally sit down, like really sit down, and that's the exact moment someone yells your name from the other room?
Oh, yeah, every time. It's like the universe knows. The second I get comfortable, someone needs a snack, the dog's barking, or my phone's ringing.
So whether you're listening in the car, hiding in the bathroom, or actually lucky enough to sit down,
Grab your coffee and let's get into it. Welcome to I Just Sat Down. Hey guys, welcome back to I Just Sat Down. Over the last couple of episodes, we've talked about balance, giving ourselves grace, and making the most of the time we have with our families. But let's be honest, life doesn't always respect the plan. Sometimes your phone rings during dinner or a work email pops up just as you're reading a bedtime story. Or maybe your kids need you while you're trying to finish one task. The lines between work and home aren't always clear, especially for working mamas. So, how do we handle those moments? More importantly, what are our kids learning as they watch us? Today, we're talking about boundaries, not walls that keep people out, but healthy limits that protect what matters most. Because whether we realize it or not, our children are learning how to create balance by watching us create it. You just sat down. Let's talk about boundaries. That last line where
mhm.
it's like, children are watching you create boundaries. And I'm like, yeah, okay. That's a little scary to me
Yeah,
because
that hits, man.
because
It hits for sure.
it's friggin' hard. It's
Yeah.
hard. I think we've talked about this before and I've gotten a lot better in holding those boundaries strong between my business and home life. But
hmm
it's also like my business is here. It's at home. It's in my phone. It's with me every day, no matter what. Even if I'm like checked out, I'm, with the little man, we're out on a play date or whatever, things still pop up. And it's
Yeah.
so hard to be like, okay, that can wait
hmm
because it's right here. And I know that people want that instant gratification, right?
hmm
They want to know I've seen your message or whatever. And like, yeah, there's things you can set up that say like, hey, I'm out right now, but I'll respond back within this amount of time or whatever, right? But sometimes it's just like you think something's going to take 2 seconds
Yeah.
and it ends up being, 15 minutes.
Could be an hour, could be two. Yeah.
It could get out of control. So
Yeah.
I think for me, just like that one line just kind of hit because I was like, oh man, like I know he's watching
hmm
because, he'll grab like a little car and be like, oh, this is my phone, mom. This is my
Oh
phone. And I'm
gosh.
like,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Uh
I
yeah,
don't
it
know if
just
it's
kills you a little
cute
bit inside.
or
Yeah.
cringe.
Yeah.
That should be an episode, cute or cringe.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I think it goes as far as saying like when it comes to boundaries in business, like you said, setting up those messages to say, sorry, I'll get back to you within this much time. Well, I don't have any of that set up.
No,
And you know me, I love a good do not disturb notification on my phone because
not on right
I've
now.
gotten better at not having them on all the time because I'm missing messages from people that are probably, meaningful and sentimental and important. Um,
Right.
but when it comes to business, I have such high boundaries because especially right now in the summertime when I'm trying to spend the most time with my kids, it's really,
Mhm.
really difficult to take all that time away from them. But also sometimes I miss messages now because I'm not looking for them all the time, right? I'm trying
Right.
to space myself out. And sometimes that means a little bit less money because I'm not like out there trying to sell. I'm not trying to pull
Yeah.
in, but I'm not a salesy person, anyways. So it's not really a big deal that way. It's just like, yeah, sometimes I'll miss messages because I've been on Do Not Disturb for so long and I'm just trying to balance those boundaries, so to speak, which can be
Right.
difficult when it comes to our kids watching us. 1000% they reflect everything back to us. So I know that they're watching, but I think it's so important with boundaries, not necessarily even in business. I think in business it kind of holds a different kind of platter because you're in your business, you're teaching them that sometimes you have to sacrifice some quality
Right.
time to build a business. Not always. It's not not work, work, work all the time, every day, all day. Like there is quality time that we're spending with our kids, and they know that. This is where
Yeah.
we're building those memories and building those things with our kids, the resilience in the moments where we're taking that time to spend time with them. They see those things. When it comes to boundaries in our personal lives, I think is so important. And that's what I feel like my kids reflect back to me is I'll teach them something and my words don't match my actions sometimes because I'm teaching them like don't let people treat you like this. Don't let people talk to you like this. You're important. Da, 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 da. And then they're like, okay, but you're important. But you shouldn't let them like, when somebody tells you who they are, why are you not believing them? And I'm like, oh my God, smack me in the face next time. Because obviously, like these are things I'm telling
Yeah.
you, but I'm not listening to myself.
Yeah, it's so true. I think like for you, obviously, you can see it a lot more because of their ages.
Yeah.
Like they are understanding so much more. Whereas like I feel like for me, I only see it in certain little things right now. But I guess like it's great to know that like, it's a good reminder to understand that like they're always watching.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
yeah, I
listening.
and listening. Yeah, like today when
Nosy
my
little
fire
buggers.
alarm went off 3 times this morning, there were some curse words,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
I was flipping out. I don't know why it was going off, but it was
Yeah.
so annoying. It's so loud. The dog's like howling to the music. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, everyone, just stop. I don't know what happened, but they're always watching. And I can imagine he's at school right now saying, my mom said fuck this morning. Because that does happen.
Yeah, 100%. We don't judge because we say fuck a lot around here.
It's just, it's what it
Yeah.
is. But again, like I think making sure that people around you understand. I think too, like as we get older, those boundaries become more clear. Once we have
Mm-hmm.
kids, those boundaries become crystal clear,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like if you're not in my life for the right reasons, I'll see you. I'll see you
Yeah.
later.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and if you're not bringing me joy,
Yeah.
I'll see you later, right?
Yeah. 100%.
But yeah, I think we're pretty good with like no, like trying not to have our phones at the dinner table, like stuff like
Mm,
that. We're really good with that. And just, I think it's just more about being mindful. It's not even so much like setting a boundary because different days create different chaos. So
mm-hmm.
sometimes, things are just different on different days.
Yeah.
But holding certain boundaries, like, I don't even bring my phone in when I'm doing bedtime stories. So that's easy to not be distracted
Mm,
by
very
my
smart. Yeah.
phone, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
there's certain places where it's just, I think we make it a lot harder on ourselves, or this generation just has it a lot harder because we do have our phones in our pockets
Mm-hmm.
all the time, which
Yeah.
is attached to everything. My email, my Instagram, like I can see messages popping up all day long.
Mm.
And frankly, they're hard to ignore.
But have you ever tried just turning the notifications off or can you not do that? Like you feel like
Um,
you can't do
I
that?
still see them though. Like I still see them if I pick up my phone. I can still see all the notifications that have happened during Do Not Disturb.
No, 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 not do not disturb. Like just completely shut off notifications. Like you can turn your notifications off on the app. And then when you go into the app, then you see all the notifications. Now you can't do that.
I'm having heart palpitations.
Okay. Because
No, I
I
don't
used to
see
never
them.
have them on Instagram, Facebook. I don't actually have them on Facebook, but I never used to have them on Instagram because I
Okay.
just never thought about having notifications on. And then once I turned them on, I was like, this is a lot of like stuff.
Fluff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
think the
it's
fear
okay.
of missing something holds too strong for me.
I think I have
Especially
message
if I have,
notifications. That's it. Like
okay.
just like a doodle. So I'll be like, oh, somebody messaged me on Instagram. Now I should go and check if it's
Oh,
important or not. And then sometimes I'll see, okay, somebody messaged me, but it's not important. It's like, they liked a story, and then I'm like,
right.
close it back up because it wasn't something that I need to actually physically open the messages to watch.
Yeah, could probably edit my notifications a little bit, but I think I've just had it for so long that like I'm really just I'll scroll through and just look for like, anything that's actually of importance. But the
Mm.
point is that it's just always there. Like it's just, hey, it's just always there.
Yeah.
Um, but I think like I think being able to set boundaries and do different things is definitely easier now that, the little man's in full time because it was very hard when he was home 2 days of the week when I'm supposed to be working, right? That was really difficult. It was like saying like, "Hey bud, I'm gonna do this," and trying to just like explain it. Like if watch this show or if you play with your Play-Doh for 15 minutes while mommy gets this done, we can go
Mhm.
do XYZ. So it was a lot of like just trying to explain to a 3-year-old that like I have to get this done, but we can do something after.
Yeah.
So that was really hard. It's a lot easier now because like I can work during the day, during quote unquote my set business hours, and then other things can just wait until he's in bed.
Yeah, because
So
when he's little, like he's little. So like even when you're saying, "Oh, mommy just needs like 15 minutes, just watch this show," he doesn't care. He's still
yeah,
coming up to you every 30 seconds to be like, "Look what I can do. Look at this."
exactly.
And you're like, "I see you.
A
I see you.
hundred
I
percent. It's
promise."
100%. But like it is important for him to see that and to realize like this is the way it
Mm.
is. Like I'm not changing a job anytime soon. Like this is the way it will always be, you
Yeah.
know? And I think like now that he is getting a little bit older, like when I worked so much when he was a baby, it was like it didn't even phase him. This is not a time he's going to remember. Now that
Mhm.
he's getting older, I definitely put more priority in like looking ahead to already next summer and figuring out, okay, these are my blackout dates that I'm not going to be taking anything on because we have something special or something going
Mhm.
on. Um, and I really have to, in my business, like think literally a year ahead. Like, okay, when does his birthday fall? What weekend are we doing something?
Mhm.
Is there any special like family events that I really would like to be present for? Because
Yeah.
I missed a lot of stuff before because I would just take the work when the work came, right?
Mhm.
And not saying that I shouldn't do that now. I obviously try and take whatever things that I can take, but I think just I really have gotten a lot better at setting those boundaries. And I was actually talking to my aunt about this and just how things are just so different now. Like it just shifts so much.
Mhm.
I think especially when you own your own business, you're told like we gotta do all the things to be successful, and that is not a lie, that is
Right.
true. If you're not going to put your heart and soul into it, guess what, a lot of businesses fail within the first 5 years, right? So
Mhm.
I was fortunate enough to be able to have a very thriving business when I brought him into the world. So that
Mhm.
does make it a lot easier for me. I'm not someone who was like, here I had a baby, now I want to, be have more flexible hours for my kids. Now I'm going to start this business because that would have been a lot harder. And I feel for, our listeners out there who did that, who thought I couldn't possibly go back to work. Yeah, I know you too. But like we've talked about this before,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like for other people like you're so strong for going and choosing a different career path after you've had kids because you want to prioritize your kids. And I think that listening to this episode and understanding to make those boundaries now
Yeah.
and make them non-negotiables is like the most important thing that you can do. And you hear it all the time like, I'm working for 3 hours after my kids go to sleep or I'm getting up early so that I can do XYZ. And like there's a lot of people who say, "Oh, I could never do that." And it's like, well, then you might not succeed because
Mhm.
when the kids are young or when the kids are home, your priority needs to be with them, right?
And some people, because they want that switch so badly, also they do work the 9 to 5 and then focus
Absolutely.
on their like career choice,
Yeah.
their entrepreneur part of it after
Yeah.
the like the 5 to 9 or whatever, right? Which is a whole nother thing because then yeah, then you feel like you're working through that time with your kids when you already feel like you're not with your kids during the day, which is a whole other segment. That's a whole
Yeah.
other
I was gonna say, and
focus on no boundaries or yeah.
spoiler alert, you'll never feel like you're giving 100% in any area
Yeah.
ever again.
Yeah. And it is hard for sure. Like we did like I did the government job for years and years, years. And then once I had my third one, it was like, okay, something needs to change. Like I'm not happy.
Yeah.
People treat me like shit where I work. Why am I still putting myself through this? Like I'm not happy. Like I would always say, thank God I have a happy home to go to because I can't imagine people that work all day and then come home and live a miserable life at home too. Like I can't
Oh
imagine that
yeah.
life. So eventually something had to change. Eventually, the ideas came up for the business and then it was like, okay, well one business isn't enough. There's not enough money coming in. It's not like a consistent service that we're providing. So then the secondary business came in and then it's like, okay, now I have money flow from one business that I can focus back on the first business again as well and do both
Yeah.
things. And then it's like, hey, add a podcast in there. Hey,
Why
like
not?
I'm doing my somatic certification. Like there were so many things that came along my spiritual journey that I wanted to focus on also. So it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like we are kind of always busy, but now I get to be busy because it's joyful, because it's something
Mm.
that I'm happy doing and I'm enjoying it. And I do feel like they say that like, being rich in life now is having that time with your kids, being able to schedule yourself how you want to schedule yourself. Like I truly feel that. And in my business, I try to treat my employees the same way. Like if they're like, oh, my kid has this thing at school on this day, I'm like, shift moved or I'll take it. Like there's so many
Right.
things that are so important to me that I want other people to experience also. And I want that to like flow into the world.
Right. And that makes them being able to set their boundaries
Mm-hmm.
easier because there's grace given there, right?
Yeah.
And I think that that's like such a cool thing. And I know a lot of people don't have that, but I also think that even if you work a 9 to 5 or a different quote unquote like traditional job, you are still entitled to the boundaries that you want to create, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't
100%.
have to take your work home with you, Like, that's
Mm-hmm.
not a legal obligation. If you can't get the things done during that time, then it's going to be tomorrow's problem. I
Yeah.
mean, this coming from a girl who's never really had a traditional job,
No, it's true. Like
but
obviously the weight is there of other people's expectations. And like when you're trying to
yeah,
prioritize, when they give you 8 different I remember I got shit once because I kept getting handed things and it was like, this is a priority. And then they come in with something else. This is a priority. And I knew it was trying to break me. But I was like, okay, but like which one is the priority? Because you just gave
yeah,
me 2 to 3 different things and said that they're priority. And then it was like, oh, you have a poor attitude and this, and that. And I was like, listen, I get it now because maybe that was me and my like learning to stop taking people's shit, but
mm,
still having to take people's shit because I needed the paycheck, or so I thought.
yeah.
This is something that we have to teach ourselves over time because it's not something that we've learned growing up, learning boundaries and stuff like that. Usually when we grew up, it was like, I don't think boundaries were actually a thing. It was just like, do what you're supposed to do to please other people. Do this because I said so. Do this because at school you have to follow these rules. I always had a hard time following rules. And maybe this is why, because it wasn't within my body and soul to follow the rules. Like it wasn't within me to like yes sir, yes ma'am, and whatever you want, whatever you need.
Yep,
And it's such a hard habit to break
it
once
is.
you have it built within your body.
Now that we're moms as well, it's like you're not just balancing your own schedule. You're not
Yeah.
just setting boundaries within your own things, especially if you have young kids. You have to set those boundaries for them too.
Mm,
When it comes to like birthdays, maybe we only do, one or two birthdays a month or
mm,
whatever that may look like, right? Like there's boundaries that need to be set for other things as well, like especially for your kids, especially when they're too young to set them yourselves.
mhm.
So I think that's on like teaching that, you know, a healthy balance, right? You want to teach them not to feel overwhelmed. And, maybe if your kid's in a bunch of sports, like, are they happy doing all those sports?
Yeah.
Maybe we pull back a little bit. Maybe we don't do, four different things, right? So I
Mhm.
think as moms now we have to set our own boundaries, but then we also have to like make sure that, our kids are setting boundaries too
Yeah.
in what makes them happy and what brings them joy. It's just like a whole other thing.
And at the end of the day, it all comes down to communicating with your kids. Like, even when they're little, it's just about making sure that you're having those open conversations to say, like, how does this make you feel? Or, yeah, like you said with the sports, like, are you enjoying them all? Like, which one, if you could pick one or two out of the 16
Right.
things you're doing, what are your favorite? What would you be okay with letting go of? When it comes to friendship, same thing, having those communications with them to say, like, when they come home and they're like, oh, this happened at school. And you're like, yeah, but like, how did that make you feel? And is that something that you want to feel again? Like, and then taking your own advice when you teach the kids because you have great advice.
You have great advice. Do
Yeah.
great things with your advice.
All right, let's get into some rapid fire questions.
Okay.
So I think you kind of answered this already, but do you silence your phone during dinner?
I just try not to bring it to the table.
Okay. I'm probably on my phone during dinner. That's like my sit down and just look at my phone because we don't have a dinner table. We don't sit at the dinner table. We sit on the couch and watch something.
Okay.
It's either
Yep.
sit, eat, here, can mom watch a show for 5 minutes because I'm eating? Usually that's
Yeah.
it. What's one boundary you wish you'd learned earlier in life?
I think just within my business, like not everything is an emergency. Not everything needs a reply within a minute.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
I think for me, it was definitely like, you don't have to take people's shit. Like,
Mm.
you can literally just walk away or say, no, I'm good, but thanks for that crappy conversation. Uh, morning person or evening person? We know
I,
you're a morning
yeah,
person.
I've been forced to be a morning person, but I'm not.
Yeah. Lately, both. But
Yeah, same.
yeah, I prefer being a morning person, but I think I'm built as an evening person somehow.
Same,
What's
same.
one thing that instantly helps you disconnect from work?
Doing something else that brings me joy.
Yeah, I think mine's going for a drive or always a shower. Showers always help just disconnect me from everything.
I love a drive. I love a
Yeah,
sunset drive.
yeah.
Chef's kiss. Music, JB. What's up?
Always JB. What's
Oh,
harder to say no or not right now?
not right now, because then that leaves like,
Yeah,
oh, well, maybe she'll want to do it later. Oh, just fucking
yeah,
say no.
yeah. Just say no. Just say
Just
no,
say no.
guys.
Just say
Uh,
no.
family game night or family movie night?
Oh my God, family game night for
Yeah,
sure. I
yeah.
can't wait until little guy is old enough to like play like legit games. I was like quote unquote an only child until I was like 9, so I played a lot of games by
Oh,
myself.
and I was the
I
youngest, and nobody ever wanted to play with me. So I live for the fact that I
love
have
that.
this little crew that wants to play games all the time. And then it's
Right?
like now it's like when they pull and they're like, "Do you want to play this game?" I'm always like, "Yeah," because I know what it's like to hear no all the
Yeah.
time. What's one habit you hope your kids copy from you?
Ooh, hope they copy from me. I don't know. Just an active, like be active, do
Mm,
things, go outside, get outside, touch grass, my friends.
yeah. I think it's just like being confident within yourself, like having that ability to be like, no, and I don't need this. Like having those
Yeah,
boundaries to say no and feel okay with that choice.
right.
What's one habit you hope they don't copy from you?
Swearing. That's all I
Swearing's
can think
not
about.
bad. Yeah, swearing's not bad. One habit that I guess like just like the crappy habits of like, I don't know, I don't really eat crappy now, but I did a lot when I was younger. And like, yeah, I think it's just like the unhealthy, anything unhealthy. I don't want them to copy that. If your home had one unwritten rule, what would it be?
Um, Unwritten rule. I don't know. That's hard. That's a hard one.
I think ours is just like choose kindness first because there's sometimes arguments, sometimes there's like not being able to see each other's opinion on things or whatever, right? So I think it's always just like choosing to be kind first and trying to take in that person and understand what they're trying to get their point across as. People aren't always coming at you because they, you know, want ill intent.
Mine is Ours is like breathe before we react. And that's
Mm,
just my rule. No one
yeah.
else's.
Take a breath. Aries, take a breath.
Dave doesn't have that problem. He's pretty level-headed. I'm
Chill.
like, this isn't working. Like today, when the fire alarms were going off, I literally called him and I was like, what is happening? Like, how do I get them to shut off? Because I'm losing my
He's like, I'm not there. I don't know what you
Yeah,
want me to
he's
do.
like, I don't know, press the button. I'm like, what button? I'm
Oh
losing
God.
my mind.
That's when you get on FaceTime and you're like, show me what I'm doing
I'm
here.
just like stabbing it with a broom. It was so fun. Anyways,
What is one boundary that you'll commit to this week?
um, just saying no, because I'm in such a crazy busy season, and yeah, I think just like saying no when I actually have to.
And don't
Because
feel bad.
yeah, it is hard though. It's
It
hard.
is hard. Yeah. I
Or
mean,
just
we
like
always
not
feel bad.
overscheduling myself.
Yeah. My boundaries are just to like have a chill week because I'm busy every single day this week, but
Yeah.
like in the morning. So it's like after my morning thing happens, and it's like, okay, we don't have I have to clean all day today. This is my
Right.
focus today is cleaning today, but I'm at home, I'm in my space, whatever. The rest of the week I just need to just chill the fuck out because it's luteal. I'm 1 week out, so I know that I'm gonna be crying a lot and very emotional and trying not to take it out on everybody else. Anywho, as we finish today's conversation, remember this: boundaries aren't barriers, they're bridges. They create space for deeper conversations, stronger relationships, and a home where everyone knows they matter. Your children may not remember every deadline you met, but they'll remember that you looked them in the eyes, that you listened, that you protected their time. Those moments become their definition of love, respect, and balance. Thanks for sitting down with us today. If this episode encouraged you, share it with someone who's trying to find that balance between showing up at work and showing up at home. Until next time, protect your peace, protect your people, and remember, sometimes the strongest boundaries build the closest families. Bye. Well, that went by fast. Kind of like every quiet moment we try to have in real life.
Right? I swear I just sat down. And now it's already time to get back up again.
Story of our lives. But before we head back into the chaos, thank you so much for hanging out with us today.
We hope this episode made you laugh, think, or at least reminded you that you're not the only one trying to hold it all together.
Because none of us really have it figured out. We're all just doing our best, one cup of coffee and one deep breath at a time.
If you enjoyed this episode, hit that follow or subscribe button so you never miss when we finally get to sit down again.
And share it with a friend who could use a little reminder that it's okay to take a break, because she deserves it too.
You can find us over on Instagram and TikTok at ijustsatdown.podcast. We love hearing from you, your stories, your wins, and even your "you won't believe what happened to me today" moments.